Yo, what up? Night Rider 707, better known as Jay, back with another one. If you new to the channel, man, I cover stories in and around DC, mostly hood stuff from the streets. You can check them out, man. If you from somewhere else in the world, you'll probably want to see the Crack Era playlist that I made. So this is the first episode of On the Fly. I will be doing these regularly in between the original stories to add more content to the channel. And On the Fly is just us discussing different topics, creating dialogue. Like I said, in between the original stories, so man, let's get it.
We can do this the easy way, snitch. Or we can do it the hard way, snitch.
Is that snitching?
Nigga, if it is, I hope it is, I want to snitch. I want to snitch, I want to tell, whatever they call telling, snitching, I want to do it.
If a federal informant, leave me alone.
So some of y'all watching this video are either active or retired street guys. Some of y'all are out the way like me. No matter where you fall at, you've heard the word snitch.
Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home.
You know, in the streets, a snitch is one of the worst labels to have on you. It ruins your reputation for life. Sometimes even spilling over to your children, and now they gotta carry that with them, being known as the son of a snitch. A few very notable guys like Rayful Edmond, Nicky Barnes, Sammy the Bull, the rapper and master clout chaser Tekashi 6ix9ine all had very public cases. All of them snitched on their guys. And most people, whether you in the streets or not, all agreed that they should wear that title forever. But then you got names like AZ and Terrence Gangsta Williams. People have given both of them passes for passing information off to law enforcement. But there's still the debate, are they considered snitches? Do the unofficial invisible street code need to be revised? I'm asking because I never seen as many people debating on whether or not someone should be considered a snitch in my life. And it got me wondering, because there's a young man who supposedly snitched on himself according to the streets or a few internet people, and I'm like, how does one snitch on themselves? A man is not allowed to take his own charge? Well, if that's the case, every man that pled guilty technically snitched. We got people here in DC that copped out the multiple bodies to keep from getting the death penalty. They didn't tell on anyone other than themselves. Did they snitch? If a man steals a car and then walks into a police station and turns himself in and say, I did it, did he snitch? I hope this video gets out to everyone, man, for real. We need to set the record straight once and for all. What the fuck is a snitch? This may sound funny, but the streets need a universal rule book. One that explains what is or isn't acceptable. But you can't be picking and choosing. If it says no snitching on anyone other than yourself and no sleeping with another man's girl, you gotta keep the same energy. If we not rocking with Slim because he snitched, well then we shouldn't be rocking with the other dude because he slept with Lil JoJo's girlfriend. He knew JoJo loved that girl and was fixing to marry her. The rules are the rules. Let's see what else should be on there, man. If you can't get to your enemy, no free-for-all firing into a crowd, hitting innocent bystanders. Back in the day, someone in the streets could spot their enemy with his children. They would wait for another time. They was like, damn, man, we tried to hit him, but he had his family with him. That's kind of honorable. Keep it clean. In today's time, they shooting up Lil JoJo's mama crib, hoping they hit him. But back to the original point, snitch.
Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home.
Now, AZ Faison said, let's just roll the footage.
I don't care what no one says. And to me, I did not snitch on Rich. I did not snitch on Alpo. Or anybody, Lulu, that we was a part of getting money with. Right. That wasn't my situation, man.
Right. And you weren't trying to lessen your sentence. It's like you got caught with drugs.
No, I didn't get caught with no drugs or none of that shit.
It was trying to lessen it by telling another
None
people.
of that shit.
It was just over the murders.
And the situation was like this. I didn't want to take the stand, personally speaking.
Yeah.
You feel me? But my lawyer advised me to do it because they're going to be on you afterwards.
So just for the record, man, I like AZ. I think he's honest. I think he was in over his head with his situation, being as though he wasn't really like, not that he wasn't a street guy, because people say he wasn't a street guy. I just think he wasn't with the violent portion of it. You know, he was more so a hustler. But by definition, is he considered a snitch? So look what someone wrote. I'm gonna try to read this. So they put YA, I guess they saying you really, so you really don't know the definition of a snitch, and it shows. A snitch is someone who informs the authorities after they've already committed a crime with the suspects in question. Not a man who was shot 9 times and wanted to catch the niggas who tried to murder him, and at the end of the day, AZ ain't a gangster, never was. He was just a drug dealer, and he gave up that life, and now he's a civilian. It don't matter in my eyes, he's always going to be a G and never snitch. He one of the realest, and Rich watching over him proud. May he rest in power and AZ continue to prosper. You could tell a really young person wrote that. They put ND for and, A-N-D. Youngest done changed the slang, spelling like, alright. So A-I-G-H-T, they say ARD, A-R-D. What the hell is ARD? I don't know. So let's stay on track. So they say AZ didn't tell to get out of nothing. But AZ said his lawyer suggested he get on the stand, and first of all, that was a tragedy what happened with him and his family, and the guy Kevin robbing and killing innocent people in that house. AZ survived a lot. This video is not just about him, I'm just using him as an example. But the lawyer said if you take the stand, they can't prosecute you for anything you've done prior. Think about it, no bias. Technically that was a deal. It don't matter if him and Kevin didn't get caught on a charge together. Who knows, maybe they really would have came for AZ next, like he said. It's just a question. Does the same unofficial street rules apply? I say unofficial because it's a reputation thing. As far as what they lose if they snitch. If someone talk, it ruins their reputation. In some cases, people lose their life. But should people in the streets consider the circumstances? How about this? If you ain't in the streets, don't bother with it. Youngins, get out. Get out now. It ain't worth it. Risk versus reward, it ain't worth it. Another case, Terrence Gangsta Williams. If you don't know, Gangsta is Birdman's half-brother. Birdman from Cash Money Records. Apparently, this guy Gangsta was the real deal down in the NO. Well respected, even in prison. He was sentenced to life plus 20 years for continuing a criminal enterprise and planning to murder some New York drug dealers. And to make a long story short, he later helped the government close out some murders by giving the names of the murderers who were dead. So he told on some dead friends of his.
Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home.
And he said he would have never said anything if he felt like it could put somebody away. And he was able to get out of prison after serving like 20-something years. Even Lil Boosie was heartbroken over Gangsta.
And I had a real respect for Gangsta and the stories I heard about him, but you know, that shit leave with me. You know, I have no type of respect for him anymore. You know, that's how that shit go, man. You stay solid, nigga. Some of us gonna make it, some of us ain't. That's just how it gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You can take that gangster shit off your name, man. Real shit, man. That shit hurt me when I heard about that shit. You know, cause you know how all them niggas in that city stand up for Gangsta and Angola, man. Them niggas talk highly of this man. You know, they stand on this nigga name.
You know what's crazy? I'm out the way. I ain't even in the streets. It took me a while to get to this mindset, but I consider myself a civilian. I'm not active in the streets, gladly. But guess what? A snitch is still a label I don't ever want for myself. Why? Because that's how powerful the unofficial, invisible street code, no snitching is. When you come from the community, black community, the inner city, and you out the way, that label is so strong that you wouldn't dare cross the line to put yourself in that position to have to wear that. Oh, and the people gonna make you wear it, regardless of what you say.
Alpo Martinez a rat though.
I didn't say I didn't call him out for ratting. I called him out for killing. I called him out for killing 12 people, not tattletelling. It's my honest belief. I recommend snitching. I don't recommend doing 20 years for nobody. I don't recommend doing a life sentence for nobody. It's just like robbing, right? Robbing is a part of the game. It's drug dealers who don't like niggas who rob. But robbery is a part of the game, nigga. So is snitching.
Man, Charleston White is a damn fool, man. I like that dude. Someone asked me about him. Yes, I love his interviews. I know people hate that man, and I don't agree with everything he say, but I respect his honesty. And I love how he piss off the rappers because they be sensitive sometimes. You can't be that sensitive while speaking freely, dissing whoever you want. Plus, we got to get to a place where we can disagree and still hear each other out without it turning into beef because you don't like what I say. Real men disagree and still sit down and have lunch.
What the hell you think I'm worried about? End of discussion! Debate is over. You will write a formal apology. I will what? A formal apology for your treatment of Mrs. Elliott and Darnell and for your vicious and thoughtless insult to the women of this community. You will kowtow. You will step and fetch. Frank, if you think you can get me... used to it. It's the way of the world. If you're so hot on discipline, then goddammit, start by accepting mine. Because contrary to popular opinion, I'm the head nigger in charge. Come on, let's get something to eat.
You really think you bad, don't you?
Charleston White said something about implementing a snitch program in schools, and yeah, I don't know about that. I disagree, but that's his opinion. He's entitled to it. I see a lot of that stuff as entertainment, man, for real. Everything ain't meant to be taken serious, in my opinion. But we need to set the record straight, man. What is a snitch? Do you think a man should tell on the dead to get out of a life sentence? For the record, this is dialogue. I'm only encouraging folks to think about what you believe, analyze it, and also think about what you do. If you in the streets, get out while you can. Just get a job. Because at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is make the wrong decisions and later have to say,
sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home.
They make the deal with you, you get out early, make it to the halfway house doorstep, and